And opening arguments begin today in a landmark trial on social media addiction in children. Instagram's parent company Meta and Google's YouTube are accused of using design choices to addict and harm child users. Both companies deny the allegations and say they have safeguards for younger users. TikTok and Snapchat owner Snap were originally named in the lawsuit too, but they settled. Now the others are going to trial. ABC's legal analyst Brian Buckmeyer is here with more on what we can expect. So Brian, this unidentified 19-year-old plaintiff says her social media addiction led to depression. How much of the case is going to hinge on her direct testimony?
Dan, I think a large part of this case is going to come down to her testimony, but also from any experts who testify, showing what we call causation, that her depression, her suicidal thoughts, and other allegations that she's making stem from the social media platform and not from other sources. That's something that the defense Meta is going to be making the argument. There's also the issue of whether or not Facebook and Meta have put forward enough of their protections to alleviate any of these issues. I think that's going to be another large part of the testimony in this case.
What do you expect from these opening arguments?
I expect both sides to lay out what they believe to be either the cause or the actual damage of this anonymous young woman who is the plaintiff in this case. The plaintiff is going to talk about the damages and the causation, the linking between what Meta does, how they target individuals, not just the platform, but the algorithm, and the way in which they solicit young people, making the analogy that is very similar to the way that tobacco or cigarette companies have done, or even slot machines in terms of the addictive nature of them. And then I expect from the defense Meta to point out what they do to protect minors and children alike in their social media platforms, and also try to poke holes at the plaintiff's argument early on.
Mark Zuckerberg is also expected to take the stand. What can he say? What do you expect him to say when he does that?
I would expect Mark Zuckerberg not only to talk about the actions that he has done, things he's testified in front of Congress, but the tools that he's implemented inside of Meta in order to protect children and minors and young adults from the very allegations that are coming up here. Don't forget that Meta is not just facing this case. There's another case in New Mexico with similar allegations involving child exploitation and sexual harassment on Meta. There are 40 attorney generals throughout the United States who have similar lawsuits against Meta. This is just the beginning of a slew of lawsuits that are making similar arguments, that it's not the platform itself, but the algorithms that are used. And this will be the first time that we see Mark Zuckerberg take the stand, potentially if he does, to make the arguments that Meta is safe and that they're doing everything that they can to protect people.
This is the first of many trials to come. What are you watching for that you think could impact these other cases?
I think it's mainly two things. One, we're going to kind of proverbially see underneath the hood of Meta in terms of how they do get information out to people, how they keep people engaged, and whether or not that goes beyond just the idea of, hey, this is good marketing, and not this is marketing to the extent that it is harmful to young people, and we know the damage that it occurs, looking at profit rather than safety on their platform. I'm also looking to see what arguments Meta comes forward and showing what steps they have done to protect others, because as I said again, this is just the beginning. There are dozens of lawsuits and probably even more if the plaintiff wins in this case, because this is a precedent-setting case.
All right, Brian Buckmeyer, thank you.